Am I a hero? I really can't say, but yes.
Welcome, and consider yourself lucky. You've stumbled upon the Bro Sports Podcast.
It's like eating a hot circle of garbage.
Now we'll be talking sports.
Whether it's not being picked for a team, or being picked for a team, and then showing up and realizing that the team doesn't exist, or that the sport doesn't exist. I should have known. Poop ball?
But more than that, we'll be talking about life, love, the pursuit of happiness, everything as it relates to being a bro.
Sometimes we play who can put the most M&Ms in their
So
mouth.
sit back, relax, and if you can get through the whole 30 minutes, I guarantee satisfaction.
That's what she said.
We are Professional. If you're listening to this, then you've survived another election process without having to move to Canada. I'm really cool.
Hey, you hoser, eh? I'm the Cartman, and this is Bro Sports.
Today is our best show yet. Why? Because I'm not wearing any pants.
That's it, we're getting sued.
Oops! Told you so. Surprises! Disappointments. And impact players.
So am I caught up in the picks yet?
I don't want to talk about it. You try picking the Chiefs every week and see how you do.
No, thank you. I attempt to surpass really cool in the picks for good this week.
Yeah, I let you catch up. Turning Point's hot seat is all Cartman, where I put him on death row, as well as some very uncomfortable sports situations.
Hopefully it has nothing to do with a baseball bat. But we narrowed down the food playoff bracket all the way down to the championship. Or at least we tried to.
You ready?
Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
Talk about sports.
He did stick his nose in there and everything else he had. And it's tight and it's right up there. You see he's going to bring it right in darn near to his chin at the end. You just got the feeling that he smelled the 8-hole and then got it in the end zone. It's not that hard to get a tight end open. And that guy sits inside you, just cut it off and run right across his face.
Now for the section of our show that's dedicated just to sports.
How am I supposed to get my mouth around that?
That's what she said.
So we are midway through the NFL season.
My oops is coming up with that stupid idea to pick one of those teams that are not favored but should win the
I know.
whole game.
I don't think any teams that were not favored won. Any of the underdog teams at home won.
Yeah, well, that's the only game that I got wrong that you didn't.
I know.
Or something like that.
But it doesn't matter because that actually helped you. Or it didn't hurt you because we both would have ended up picking Detroit, and we both would have ended up picking Baltimore. So it would have been a wash. So we
True.
both got one wrong. We both got one added to our loss column for no reason, but it didn't necessarily affect our competition.
Oh, okay. I guess you're right. Still a stupid idea. What's your oops?
My oops is having doubt in that rookie quarterback Andrew Luck and that inspired Indianapolis Colts team. I picked Miami to win that game and go up to 5-3. I'm kind of surprised still that the Colts are 5-3. If they win this week, they'll have won 3 times as many games as they won all year last year.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. I thought the Colts were going to do good this year, but not like that. I thought they'd be 500, maybe a game below 500 or so.
Yeah. Do you think that the Colts make the playoffs this year?
They can. They still got 2 games against the Texans. If they can
I was
going to
use that actually as an excuse why they don't make the playoffs this year, because they still have
really?
to play the Texans twice.
Yeah, well, the Texans are leading the division. If they could pull both those games out of their butts.
Oh man, that would be hard though.
It would be, but it's doable.
Possible.
Possible.
I don't know if it's doable.
Possible.
Yeah, it's everything's possible.
Told you so. I gotta say, Saints over Eagles. I don't know why you keep picking the Eagles this year.
Same reason I keep picking the Chiefs. Well, I know why I'm picking the Chiefs just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, but you're picking the Eagles because you're hoping this is the week Michael Vick's gonna score you points in fantasy.
I know.
And all he does is turn the ball over
I swear to God, it's not Michael Vick's fault, though. That offensive line has got to be, and not necessarily just the offensive line, but their whole protection scheme has got to be one of the worst in a long time in the NFL. It is really, really bad. It's so sad. They don't even block Jonathan Vilma blitzing through the middle. It's like, come on, man. Or they have like a spread formation with no running backs in the backfield, and it's obvious that the Saints are going to blitz, and they do nothing. They do no audibles to protect Michael Vick. Michael Vick this is kind of his fault. He doesn't get rid of the ball fast in that situation. It's like, I don't know. It's like they're not even trying to protect the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, like you say, they don't audible out of it to help him out. Well, who does the audibles? Michael Vick does. So that's his fault. And yes, he gets sacked a lot. He gets chased around that pocket, but it's not the offensive line's fault that he fumbles the ball 3 times a game.
We don't know this, but are they coaching the audible? Are they teaching it to him? Are they making that an option for him? I blame the coaches more than Michael Vick in this one.
They coach the audibles. They know what plays to go to, what to do. I mean, if they did not coach audibles, have an audible for every single play, and if they don't have that coached, then they don't believe in their quarterback can remember 2 different plays at the same time. And so that's, again, against Michael Vick, not the coaches.
I think it's the coaches.
All right. Well, you keep picking the Eagles. I like it.
All right. Remember way, I think that was 10 ways. Back in our first show, when we were making preseason predictions, I told you that the Falcons would make the playoffs, and you did not believe me. Now, they are now 4 games up in the division with half of the season left to go. That's my told you so. Told you so.
Yeah, who did I pick to win that division? Let's see. I didn't pick the Saints.
I think you picked the Panthers.
Oh, I think you're right. I think I did pick the Panthers.
That's okay. I picked the Saints, so I'm wrong in that division.
Yeah.
But
you said they'd make
I did say the Falcons would be they were my wild card team.
Do you think the Falcons right now are the best team in the NFL?
That's actually the question I have typed up here to ask you next. Do I think they're the best team in the NFL? No, I don't think they're the best team in the NFL. They have the best record, and I think they deserve to be in the top 3 teams, but they're not the best team. Who do you think is the best team in the NFL? Hell, just the NFC. Not even talking NFL, just the NFC.
It sucks being a fan and trying to do shows like this.
I know.
Because it breaks my heart when I say that the Bears, I think, are the best team in the NFC.
You know what, though? I agree with you.
Especially because now that they're healthy. And Brian Urlacher caught an interception for a touchdown last week. I mean, he's like 38, old, fat. He's like 250 pounds. And he could make plays like that still. And he's not even the biggest playmaker on that team anymore. Playmaker, I'm not saying he's not the most important player, but he's not the biggest playmaker.
Except for the Falcons, who have an 8-game win streak, obviously, because they have yet to lose this year. The Bears have won 6 in a row. Their only game that they've lost this season was in Lambeau Field. And I think they're going to be heavily favored when they play that game in Chicago.
You think the Bears are going to be heavily favored?
Yeah.
Well, you got to... Well,
not heavily favored. I mean, I don't think that the... what's that called? The spread will be huge. But I think I'm going with the Bears.
Well, I think that's week 16.
I'm excited. That'll be a good. Week 16. That could come down to the division. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. Or I know it's one of the last 2 or 3 games of the week of the year.
Good. You know, I love that the NFL has done that. The way they've scheduled these huge divisional games at the end.
Yeah,
I think so much more interesting.
One interesting thing about the NFC North, though, there's been like almost no division games in the NFC North. Packers have only played 1 division game so far this year, and they've played 9 games.
That's insane.
I know. 5 of their last 7 games are division games. 2 against the Vikings, 2 against the Lions, 1 against the Bears. And
you look down, the Vikings have only played 1 divisional game this as well, and they still have a good record. So the Vikings are still very much in this.
They are, especially if Adrian Peterson keeps playing that way. But anyways, we're getting off topic here.
What topic are we on? No, we're not. We're talking about what is the best team in the NFC. We both going Bears.
Oh, you agree with? I was gonna ask you who you thought,
Bears.
but yeah, I think we both agree Bears.
Yeah,
but I do worry about that offense. If
people keep saying that,
teams have bad games, and so do you think that offense can win a game if they fall down? 10 points down in the fourth quarter? Do you think Jay Cutler can come back and win the game for them, not just not lose it.
Well,
if that makes sense.
Here's the only reason why I'm a little bit hesitant to say yes. Is that Brandon Marshall's a beast. He's a monster. But let's say there's a defense that figures out how to stop Brandon Marshall. Did you know Brandon Marshall has about, now I'm just trying to remember this stat that I heard like 3 days ago off the top of my head, so it's not going to be a perfect stat, but he has about 60 catches and, been targeted like 70-ish times. You know the person below that is way, way down at about 20 catches, which is Matt Forte. So
wow, that's crazy.
Brandon Marshall is that receiving game. I mean, all you got to do is stop Brandon Marshall and you beat the Bears.
Yeah.
The problem is the team hasn't been able to figure out how to stop Brandon Marshall.
Yeah. Well, the only way you can stop Brandon Marshall is by stopping Jay Cutler. I mean, get the turnovers like the Packers did in the win, put pressure on him, sack him.
Yeah. And the offensive line isn't that great. Their offensive line is very beatable.
Yeah, and the run game's not as strong as it should be either.
Well, Matt Forte's playing a little bit hurt. But yeah, I'm not too worried about their run game. I think the run game picks up when they need it to. It's not going to be a part of their game that wins it for them. But all right, so for disappointments this week, we're each going to take a coach that we think has been so disappointing that they will be fired at or before the end of the year this year. So we're each taking one from each conference. My AFC coach that's going to be fired is not a shocker because I've been talking crap about him lately. Romeo Crennel. I think he needs to be fired. I think he deserves to be fired. And I think not only will Romeo Crennel get fired, but so will Scott Pioli. And if they don't get fired, then I'm going to have a really long off season with nothing to look forward to.
Yeah, unless they, end up with the first pick of the draft, and
I think they might. Let me tell you something else.
But there's not the big quarterback coming out this year in the draft, or they keep flip flopping. There's not like an Andrew Luck and RG3 in the draft this year.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know why Harbaugh's had so much success with the San Francisco 49ers? It's because no. Well, just let me answer. Huh? I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you a question for you to answer it.
Oh, okay.
But it's because he inherited a team that was stacked. They had a lot of great players that were very, very much underperforming, but they've had so many good high draft picks in a row that their team was solid talent. Just like the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs have some solid talent on their team. They just cannot put it together. If they get a good coach that steps in there, I think that a good coach could even if the Chiefs go 1-15, which is looking very, very possible, I think a good coach could step in and turn that around in one season, just like Harbaugh was able to do in San Francisco.
Yeah,
and I would love. And Sean Payton, come on over.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing the Chiefs will probably get. Not saying I'm going to pick them for any wins the rest of the year going on out, but I think they'll end up with 3 or 4 wins. I mean,
I don't know, man.
They you said there's no talent.
They're getting worse, though. Remember when I used to talk about all the time, like, yeah, sure, the Chiefs lost, but they outplayed the other team. They just couldn't hold on to the ball. That's not even happening anymore. Now they can't hold on to the ball, and they're getting their butts kicked. It's bad.
Well, I agree with you with Romeo Crennel, but the coach I think in the AFC that needs to get fired is Rex Ryan. Because he brings so much attention to that team, and not in a good way.
He's not going to get fired, though.
And they're not winning, though. They're just not winning.
3-5, yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to. I'm saying he needs to.
Yeah. My NFC guy is not a guy I'm necessarily saying he's going to, but that needs to. My NFC guy is Schwartz in Detroit.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like the guy. I think he's a doofus. I think he has a very, very talented team, and they're underperforming. They are last in the division right now, and yes, it's a very, very strong division, but it doesn't matter. When you look at the NFC is just such a strong conference. The NFC is amazingly strong right now. I think in ESPN's power rankings, 5 of the top 6 teams are NFC teams, and 9 out of the 12 bottom teams are AFC teams. This is a completely out of balance year where the NFC is just completely more dominant than the AFC. And so it's hard to pick a team in the NFC that I think a coach that deserves to be fired. I do not think that Andy Reid deserves to be fired because of everything that he has done in Philadelphia. And I think most of the time. Go ahead.
You can't give him, leave him there because of what he's done in the past.
I think he can.
He needs to. Well, I know, but he's never won a Super Bowl there. Yeah, he's been to like 4 NFC Championship games, been to 1 Super Bowl, but he has never won a Super Bowl. So yeah, he's been there for.
There's 31 teams every year that don't win the Super Bowl. Winning the Super Bowl is hard.
Well, I know it is, but he's been there. How many? 13 years?
I think
now?
it was 13. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been favored to win a lot, and they've been to the NFC Championship game 4 times, to the Super Bowl once, and they cannot just. He can't win. I mean, I don't know if he'll ever win a Super Bowl. I really don't think he will.
Okay, maybe this is me just being too sensitive.
But
can you fire Andy Reid the year that he loses his son at the beginning of the season?
Oh yeah.
I don't think you can. Not Andy Reid, not a guy that's been your guy for 14 years, who has 1 bad season, or maybe 2 bad seasons in a row. I don't know. There's something to be said about, a coach performs bad one time, let's fire him. It's like firing the guy makes everything better. Firing guarantees nothing. There's something to be said about consistency, and Andy Reid is a good coach. If Andy Reid got fired and he wanted to coach somewhere else, he would be hired immediately. He would be sought after. Why? Because he's one of the best coaches out there. So why fire one of the best coaches out there? Am I making sense?
Yeah, you make sense. But I wasn't picking Andy Reid.
I know.
He was my NFC coach.
Yeah, who is your guy? Yeah, sorry about that. Who is your guy?
But anyways, mine is Jason Garrett of the Dallas Cowboys, and only because now we know Sean Payton is going to be a free agent at the end of this year. Mm-hmm. Sean Payton lives in Dallas. He has worked for the Cowboys. He is friends with Jerry Jones.
Who the hell could be friends with Jerry Jones? He's just a dickhead.
I know, he kind of is. But I can't see him, splitting off from not being, Drew Brees' coach anymore, because they became good together,
I'll tell you
why.
I
can see him ready for change of scenery, though.
I'll tell you why Sean Payton will not go to Dallas. It's because Sean Payton knows Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones, he has the final say on all personnel decisions. And Sean Payton is a good enough coach that he would not want to work for a general manager, not even a general manager, an owner that's going to be making all these decisions for him. I wouldn't want to. And I think Sean Payton is a good enough coach that he could coach pretty much anywhere. And why go into a situation like that if you don't have to? You know what I mean?
Hey, I got a question for you. Yeah, I know.
Sean Payton will he'll be with the Saints next year, or the Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, if say Andy Reid did get fired, and so you got Andy Reid out there and Sean Payton out there this year, Romeo Crennel gets fired.
Yeah.
Which coach would you rather have as the Chiefs head coach, Sean Payton or Andy Reid?
I would take the guy. Let's see who has. I would take Sean Payton. The reason why is because the Chiefs' biggest weakness is quarterback, and Sean Payton has had a lot of success with quarterbacks. Andy Reid has had some success too with Donovan McNabb had a great career, and Andy Reid was with him pretty much throughout that whole era.
Yeah.
But I want to go Sean Payton for that reason, with the expectation that Sean Payton in the first round of the draft this year, and I don't care who the coach is this year, the Chiefs need to draft a quarterback this year in the first round. They're going to get a high draft pick. It has to be quarterback, or I'm ripping down every Chief thing in my house for a day and putting it back up the next day.
Oh, for a day, okay.
For surprising, we're going to go with the team that we think will be the biggest surprise, and by surprise we mean just not a current divisional winner that's going to make the playoffs and then cause some damage in the playoffs, or maybe even win the division by the end of the season, because most teams still have 8 games left. For AFC, I'm going to go the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're only down 1 game on the Ravens, and I think they are starting to play stronger than the Ravens are. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won 4 out of their last 5. They're currently a 3-streak win. And they're playing pretty strong, which is something I don't like to see, because guess who's going into Pittsburgh this week?
Baltimore?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, that's
and
right.
And I really want to beat Todd Haley, because I hate Todd Haley. And I
that's
would
right.
love
Todd
the
Haley's with
Chiefs to crush. Yeah, Todd Haley, the old head coach for the Chiefs, is now the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I want nothing more. Like, if that's the only game that the Chiefs win this year for the rest of the year, it'd be worth it.
Just to get it in for Todd Haley.
Yeah,
Huh?
get Todd Haley, go 2-14, and get the first pick in the draft. I don't care anymore.
See, I always care. I don't care if my team's only won one game.
You still want them to win? Oh, you're such a good person. I'm not a good person, though.
Yeah, you're kind of a jerk.
I am.
All right, for the AFC, I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts.
That's a good one.
With Andrew Luck,
pick,
he threw for more yards than any other rookie ever has yesterday. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. They're playing well. They're playing actually very well. You know, they came back on the Packers. He showed he can come back from a big deficit against a good team. And I think they can get hot, make the playoffs as a wild card, and do some damage. I mean, you look at Joe Flacco won a game in the playoffs as a rookie. Mark Sanchez of the Jets, he won a playoff game as a rookie. And so it's possible. And I think Andrew Luck's better than both those quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with the Colts.
Cool. I like that pick a lot. The Colts have won the last 3 games. They're getting hot at the right time. They're one of those teams that like have something to play for. You know, it just seems like they're rallying behind the situation they're going with. Their head coach is battling a very personal battle. And I don't know. I'm rooting for the Colts. I want to see them do well. You know, it's one of those feel-good stories of the year. The NFC team that I think is going to get hot is, well, I know you're going to go with the obvious one because they're your team. I'm going to let you do that. Obviously, they're your team. You have a lot more invested in them than I do. So I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints. Their defense is still scary bad, but I saw some good things about the Saints defense going up against the Eagles, and I think that they might be good enough now that Joe Vitt is in there permanently, and he's got 2 games under his belt now. You know, I think they could get some momentum. They still got a quarterback in Drew Brees there. I think he'll win them some games. The Saints can get hot at the right time. If they could get just enough games to squeak into the playoffs, nobody's going to want to play them.
I don't know. I think if it's going to be a shootout, teams aren't going to want to play them. But if, like the Niners, I don't think the Niners are going to be scared of the Saints. In the way their defense, I don't think Drew Brees really scares them that much. But I agree with you, Saints can get hot.
But wouldn't you rather play the Seahawks? Let's say you have a home game in the playoffs. Who would you rather play? The Seahawks or the Saints?
Seahawks, definitely.
Really? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what I meant. That's what I expected you to say. I said really for no reason.
And, like you said, my team's the Packers. I think they're going to get hot because they've won 4 games in a row, and they're so injured. Their top 2 receivers have been out. Top running back, like we've gone through. Clay Matthews is even out now. Clay Matthews is out. Charles Woods.
Swear to God, they're the luckiest team in the division, in the whole NFL, though, to get all these players injured at the exact right time when they have a schedule easy enough to deal with it. When
they're playing Cardinals, Jaguars. I thought the Colts were included in that easy schedule, but obviously they weren't. See, and they did luck. And then this week they got the bye week, so they're going to be healthy. After the bye week, Jordy Nelson should be back for sure. Charles Woodson should be back. Clay Matthews should be back. But I'm going to go Packers. I think they can get real hot at the end of the season. I don't think anybody's going to want to play them.
I think that's a good pick.
In the playoffs.
Yeah. My offensive impact player of the week is Doug Martin, who goes for 250-plus yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, how can you not pick the guy? He's a rookie, ain't he?
Yeah, he is. He's out of Boise State, actually.
If I know right, I'm pretty sure your offensive impact player is also a rookie.
Oh, yeah. I got to go Andrew Luck. I mean, gosh, I sure am loving on the Colts
You
today.
are. You know what? I can't hate on you for that. Colts are a fun team to root for right about now.
Yeah. But Andrew Luck throwing for more yards than any other rookie in NFL history. No interceptions, 2 touchdowns. He looked great. Colts looked great.
All right. My defensive impact player, I'm having a problem. I got 2 of them pretty much. I really can't pick between the 2 of them. Both are on the same team. I'm going Brian Urlacher and Charles Tillman. In my in the fantasy football league that I'm in that has individual defensive players, these 2 players were the number 1 and the number 2 scoring teams on the defensive side of the ball.
Wow.
Urlacher gets 5 sacks, an interception, a fumble force, a fumble recovery, a pass defended, and a touchdown. While Tillman has 4 forced fumbles in a game. Has that ever happened before? Where one player has 4 forced fumbles in one game? That's freaking amazing. I can't choose between the two of them. If I have to, I'll pick Tillman because I'm pretty sure he did something that's never been done.
Yeah. Tillman, he just...
That's the second time I've picked him.
Yeah, and it seems like you hear his name every week on SportsCenter. Every week he's scoring a touchdown, it seems like. But he's just doing amazing. And I have to agree with you on Tillman and Urlacher.
Yep. Good picks. So are those yours too?
Yeah, I got to stick with you there. I was going to go with Urlacher, and now I can't think of one because you stole my guy. And
oh shoot! I thought we talked about this before the show.
Oh, we did, but
oh, did I not listen?
No, I was just saying that because I can't think of one.
Okay, cool. All right, so a recap on the picks. It is not looking good for me. I have to stop picking the Chiefs. I
don't think you picked the Chiefs last week, did you?
Yeah, I've picked them every week except for when they lost against Baltimore Ravens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stop picking against. I'm gonna stop picking them because I can't afford to have to sing a song on this show.
Yeah, you know what we should do?
How embarrassing that'd be for the 10 people that listen to this show.
I know. I wonder if it'll get fast forward over if people are actually going to listen to the whole song.
Knowing me, it's going to become famous.
It's going to be like Gangnam Style or whatever that's called.
Hey, that'd be cool though if I could make like $1 million on it.
To do something really stupid and annoying.
I could quit my job for a couple of years and then.
Hey, but you know what we should do? Speaking of how you always pick the Chiefs, how about we both always pick our favorite team for the rest of the year?
Fuck you, no way. That's not fair at all. Yeah, my favorite team is the Bears, so let's go ahead and do that. But anyways, I didn't really get to it. I'm only 1 game ahead of you now. In like 3 weeks ago, I was 6 games ahead. You have slowly worked your way back to being only 1 game behind. I've picked 79 games correctly over this entire year, and you've picked 78. So it's super, super close.
How's our win percentages compared to like all the NFL guru guys? Do you have any idea?
I don't know, but I'll look into that and I'll have an answer to that question for next week because I'm always kind of interested in that too. I bet we're middle of the pack.
Yeah.
I know I've had years that I've gone way better than this.
Yeah.
But also I'm kind of goofing on some of the picks. You know, picking the Chiefs obviously when they're obviously not going to win. Yeah. And like last week when we both picked a really, really low underdog just to see if one of us could get right. So if we were taking it seriously, we'd have actually more games picked right.
Yeah, we would. And if I didn't drink so much while recording the show. No, I'm just playing.
All right, the Thursday night game this week is. Are you ready for this?
Ready.
Let me find it. All right, it's Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Should we just take turns picking first?
Sure, I'll take Indianapolis.
Okay, so you're picking first this time? I'm also going to Indianapolis. I mean, Jacksonville hasn't won a game in a long time, and I do not think this is the game where they bounce back. How many games have they lost in a row? Let me see here. They've lost 5 games in a row. If it wasn't for Jacksonville being so bad, then the Chiefs would be the clear, absolute, without a doubt, worst team in the league. Because Jacksonville is still in the league, it's kind of up for grabs. You're not quite sure which is the worst one. But Jacksonville's not going to beat the red hot Colts playing for 6-3.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep loving on the Colts today, so that's why I'm picking them.
The next game I'm picking first, Oakland at Baltimore. I am definitely, easily, without a doubt, going with the Baltimore Ravens on this one. Do I even need to say why? I mean, they've got to be
I was trying to think of a reason why I could argue with you, but I can't. Ravens all the way.
Ravens. The third game, you're picking first. Denver at Carolina.
Denver. I said I'd pick Denver here on out. They're going to win every game until the playoffs.
True. You did stupidly say that. And you know what? My
prediction doesn't look so bold now, does it? Look at their schedule.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm going to pick against them. I'm going to pick Carolina to win this game. This is going to be my upset special, so you need an upset. I'm watching to make sure you pick an upset. I'll give you a chance to scan the rest of the games and see which game you're going to pick an upset. This is going to be my upset of the week. I think Carolina can pull out a very, very close one against the Denver Broncos. Denver actually didn't look too great last week. Yes, they won, but for a long time it was looking like you jinxed the Broncos and they were going to lose the first game after you said they were going to run the table.
Yeah, that was I was kind of scared there for a few minutes.
Right?
But only a few minutes. It was all right.
I'm going to go Panthers on this one because I need an upset special, and I think I like that game. I can't really tell you why, but I'm going to go Carolina. All right, so the fourth game, New York Giants at the Cincinnati Bengals.
I am going to pick this as my upset special. I'm going to take the Bengals at home against the Giants.
Wow.
They just don't look, they haven't looked that good the last couple weeks.
What are you talking about, the Giants?
Yeah, the Giants. Giants
Okay.
haven't looked that good. I'm not saying the Bengals have either, but the Bengals are at home. The Giants haven't looked that good. They usually, start falling back a little bit this time of the year, get a couple losses, and then they get hot at the end of the year. I would never pick against them the last, 3 weeks of the season. But right now, I'm going to pick against them. Let's go Bengals.
That's a super surprising pick, I think. I'm going to go New York Giants easily. The Bengals have lost the last 4 in a row, and I think they're going to lose another one. The Giants, yeah, they're struggling, but they're clearly the best team in their division. I think they know that, and I think they know they need to keep winning in order to prove it. I want to go Giants.
All right. What do we got next?
The next game is the Tennessee Titans at the Miami Dolphins. Tennessee got embarrassed last week.
It's your turn to pick first.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. I'm going to go Miami. Miami also lost a close one against the Colts last week. They didn't look horrible in that loss. It's just that the Colts were playing better. They might just be the better team right now, or they're the team that's playing better. And that's why the Miami Dolphins lost. I think that they beat Tennessee, which is making me sad because if you remember right, way back about 10 weeks ago, I picked Tennessee to win that division, and boy, do I look stupid now.
Oh, shoot.
But I'm going to go with the Dolphins
next week
to win.
I agree with you with the Dolphins. Tannehill and Reggie Bush are playing really well. I mean, Reggie Bush, he's not that great of a running back, and Tannehill's a rookie, but, they're winning games. They're close in a lot of games. A lot of their losses have been very close losses. But I gotta go with Dolphins in this. I think the Titans suck. And I've told you that when you picked them to win the division.
I know. Feeling pretty stupid about that. I just didn't want to. I wanted to have one pick that was kind of a surprise. I didn't want to go with the Texans because they were kind of too obvious. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, but anyways, the next one, Detroit at Minnesota. This will be a good game. Divisional game will be tough. Both these teams are playing pretty tough. None of them are definitely neither of them are bad teams, but this is number 3 and number 4 in the division.
Yeah, and they're both coming off losses, so I'm gonna go with the home team here and go with the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh,
The way Adrian Peterson played last week, gosh, he was awesome. He was stellar. He had me 24 fantasy points in before halftime.
It's true.
It was pretty awesome. He had an awesome game against that stellar Seahawks defense. We haven't talked about the Seahawks.
But who
at
won the
all.
team? Who won the game? I mean,
Who won the team?
who won the game?
Oh, the Seahawks won.
Right.
But not because they're starting to win, not because of that defense. They're starting to win because of that offense.
Yeah, home. Yeah, that's a different offense at home.
Oh, and yeah, home
Let's see.
games.
Shoot, I don't know, man. Detroit's starting to play a little bit better. Calvin Johnson finally picked it up. Yes, he didn't get in the end zone, but he finally had over 100 yards receiving. Matt Stafford's
Did you
looking
see
pretty
though
good.
he got tackled on the 1 yard line
There's no
again?
freaking run game. Yeah, that's killing me, man. I'm going to stop watching football with my fantasy football game. What was that? Game Center, Game Tracker open.
Oh, yeah.
Just cry. Well, you know what though? Because when the Chiefs have a season like this, fantasy football is all I have.
Yeah, true. You got to root for something.
Hey, I'm having some good leagues. So I'm in 4 leagues, and in 2 of the leagues I am in first or second, and then I'm in second in 2 of the leagues, and then but I'm then near the bottom in my other 2.
Yeah, and in the money league, I just got to say, I scored 169 points. I won by 109 points this week.
That's insane.
In the money league. I am in first place with the record, second place in points, and I am catching up to the guy who is first place in points. He's only I think 45 ahead of me now.
I haven't figured out why I can't win in that league. My team is stacked.
You should
I
have
have
traded Ray Rice
Gronkowski,
for...
Calvin Johnson, Ray Rice, Jamal Charles, Alfred Morris. Okay, Michael Vick isn't that great of it, but Michael Vick isn't the worst scoring quarterback in the world.
Close.
Yeah,
You should have traded Ray Rice for Matt
I
Ryan
should
when you
have.
had the chance.
I know. Anyways,
It's okay.
Where are
Just a
we?
$400 mistake.
Yeah.
Just joking. Anyways, we got sidetracked. What game are we talking about again?
Did you pick the Detroit-Minnesota game?
Oh, I picked the Vikings, yes.
All right, you picked the Vikings. I didn't pick yet.
Yeah, you did. You picked the Lions.
I was trying to talk myself into it, but I didn't officially pick them. And right now, I'm picking the Vikings. The Lions. I'm going to go with the Lions. Because we got to have some games that are different. All right, The next one. Woohoo, it seems like I'm getting all the easy ones. The next one, Buffalo at New England. Easy, New England. New England might be the best team in the AFC right now, even though they have the third best record. They're the Patriots.
Yet they don't look as strong, though. They're not, as past years, they're not scaring.
No.
I don't think that they're going to win every game. Like, if they're going against the Texans, I'd pick the Texans. But they're not. They're going against the Bills. I'm going to go
Don't
Patriots
they just seem
well.
like the perfect team to get hot at the right time?
No, I hate the
healthy.
Patriots.
Gronkowski they're starting to work Gronkowski into the mix. If Hernandez can come back soon, they still have Tom Brady there. And you know what the Patriots have right now that they haven't had in a long, long time since Corey Dillon? They have a run game.
Yes, they do. But you know what they don't have right now is outside pass catchers. All they have is those two tight ends and Wes Welker. That's all in the middle of the field, man. They go defenses are playing one-on-one on the outsides against the receivers, and it's not like the receivers are blowing up for big games.
You're talking like the Patriots' offense is getting stopped all the time, though. They are the number one offense in the league.
I know, but they're just not at.
What do you want them to be? Like the number 0 offense in the league? I mean, how do you get better than that?
I don't know. They're just not as impressive as they used to be, and I think they are. Like when it gets further into the year, like in the playoffs, I don't think they're going to be favorited to win every game like they are year after year, just because.
Impressive. What do you want them to do? To win with their dicks wrapped around as a belt? Would that be impressive? What do you mean by they're not impressive? They're the number 1 offense. I don't understand what you want more from them.
Okay, I'd take Patriots in the game.
God, I hope I can figure out a way to edit that out without making it sound weird. Okay, the next game, you're getting all the tough games to pick first, and then I just get to pick against you. Atlanta at New Orleans.
Oh, Atlanta.
It's not a tough game for you?
You know what? I'm actually going to change my pick. Now that I thought about it. I actually thought about it there for a second.
Don't think about it.
I think the Saints, Falcons are going to have to lose sooner or later. I don't think they're good enough to go 16-0.
That's what I said last week.
I think they have a good chance of losing on the road to a division opponent. I'm going to go Saints.
Damn it.
Upset special. I got another upset. Your turn.
Dude, no, but I was going to go Saints, and now I'm really mad.
Oh, well, go Saints too. Yay.
Because remember how I was talking about, like, I want to be the guy that picks, the game in which the Falcons lose?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And you're ruining my thunder. I think this is for the same reasons that you said. I mean, the Saints are getting hot right now. They were my team in the NFC that's going to get hot at the end of the season. And Atlanta, yes, they're a good team, and they're going to score a lot of points. If you have an Atlanta Falcon offensive player this week, start him.
Yeah.
But I think the Saints could squeak one out. Next, the Chargers at the Buccaneers. And I get to pick this one first. I'm going Buccaneers. The Bucs are good. They're strangely good. I don't know what it is. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing offense.
Yeah, they don't do that very often, do they? But when they do it very well.
Would you believe me if I told you that they have 27 touchdowns with just one behind the Saints? They're scoring a lot of damn points. That's what I'm trying to get to. Yeah.
Well, they gained a little ground this last game with Doug Martin getting 4, and then I think they had another touchdown from Josh Freeman as well. So they had 5 touchdowns last game. They're scoring points. And as long as Doug Martin runs like that, they're going to be very good. And did you pick yet? It's your turn to pick first.
Oh, I picked the Buccaneers for sure.
Oh, yeah, I got to go with the Buccaneers too.
Yep. The next one, you're picking first. New York Jets at the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle. I got to go Seattle at home. Agreed. I think you have to too, because your bold prediction last week was they're going to win the rest of their home games.
Yes.
Okay.
And I do think this is going to be one that they win pretty easy. I bet Seattle wins by 10 points or more.
I would agree with that. I would bet on this game if the line was 9.5 points. I would go Seahawks.
Yeah. Seahawks are. I think this is the game that they'll be favored more than any other game that they're going to play all year. I don't know why. Jets suck. I hate the Jets. Jets suck it. The next game, Dallas at Philadelphia. This will be a fun one to watch.
Yes.
I'm going to go. Darn, this is a tough one.
It is.
You know, I can't pick Philadelphia again. I would rather pick against them and have them win than me pick them again and have them just make me look stupid. They cannot be my oops again. I'm going to go to the Dallas Cowboys beating the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm not going to be surprised. I won't even be sad or disappointed about it if the Philadelphia Eagles win, because I need Michael Vick to score me some fantasy points. But I'm going to go Dallas Cowboys because I can't let you catch up in the pick total.
You know what's funny is I gave you so much razz about, told you so, you picking the Eagles over and over again. Well, This week I'm going to pick the Eagles.
Nice!
So, we'll see what happens. I'm sure Vic will fumble the ball 3 or 4 times and throw an interception, get sacked 7 times,
I'll tell you what, you want to talk about other NFL teams, there is not one other quarterback that would be successful in Philadelphia right now. Not one.
Oh, I don't know.
Who?
Brady,
Maybe
Rodgers, Bruce,
what? No.
Breeze.
If anybody, I'd go Roethlisberger just because you can't tackle the guy.
Sure you can.
He's not afraid of pass rush.
Yeah, Vic's getting hit by 2 different guys. 2 guys could hit Roethlisberger and take him down.
Yeah, but Breeze, what'd you say, Rodgers? No. Nobody would be successful. Not with absolutely zero. Now, maybe if you put one of those big name pretty boys in there, maybe you would feel the need to protect them more.
Hey, don't insult them by saying pretty boys because you got Matt Castle as your team's favorite
I didn't
quarterback.
mean for that to be an insult. Is pretty boy an insult?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not pretty. I've never been called that.
Me neither. I don't know. Someone called me pretty boy. I wouldn't be insulted. I didn't mean for that. I meant like all-star, like this.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
All right.
What's the next game?
St. Louis at San Francisco.
San Francisco 49ers. St. Louis is not getting any better.
No.
Not doing much.
No, they've
San
lost
Francisco,
3 in a row. They've gone 2-3 in their last 5. They started to look really, really good on defense especially, but that's just kind of gone down. The only bright spot for St. Louis is I believe they get their best offensive weapon back this week, which is Danny Amendola, who I really like. I like that guy a lot, but I don't think he's going to do a lot. I don't think he's going to do a lot in San Francisco. San Francisco take this one.
Yeah, definitely.
The next game is probably the most interesting, the most exciting game for this entire week, and
Who picks
is
first?
A Sunday night game. Sunday night games should get some good games going on.
At least some I'm good so glad I worked.
Whether the games turn out good or not always, but the matchups are always very intriguing. This one is the same thing.
All right. Well, who you got? It's your turn to pick.
You notice about the NFC East?
What's that?
3 teams in the NFC East, and this has nothing to do with this next game. But 3 teams in the NFC East have gone 1-4 in their last 5 games.
Really? Yeah. Holy cow.
They suck.
Yeah, they do. Anyways, who do you got in that Bears-Texan game?
I'm going to go Bears. I just talked about how I believe the Bears are the best team or in the NFC. And then we talked about how much better the NFC is than the AFC. I mean, how can I not go Bears in this game? Their defense is playing lights out. And yes, their offense has some questions, especially at offensive line and running game and second receiver. But I think that they can squeak out a very tough, challenging win at home against Houston. Now, if Houston was at home, I'd probably go Houston. But I'm going the Bears.
I'm going to go Houston because I'm actually going to be home and watching this game, and there's no way I can root for the Bears in good conscience. I'm going to go Houston. I think J.J. Watt's going to destroy the Bears' offensive line. They're not going to be able to run the ball. Jay Cutler's not going to have much time to pass. They'll probably get, I think this is going to be a higher scoring game than a lot of people think with the 2 defenses. Mm-hmm. But the Bears' defense is going to probably score a lot of points. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go Houston Texans in this one.
It'll be a fun game to watch. All right, the next game is horrible. Kansas City at Pittsburgh is the Monday night matchup. I'm not picking the Chiefs. I'm not.
Do it.
No, I'm not. No, screw it. You're not talking me into this anymore. I can't let you catch up with the picks, and I'm sick of it. You know what? I might not even watch this game. I'm so sick of the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay,
you're gonna watch.
I know I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna. I can say that I'm pissed off. I'm not gonna. But of course I'm gonna watch it. But I'm not gonna pick the Chiefs. And
Yeah.
if they win, that'll be awesome.
I'm
going to be rooting for them to win until my balls fall off. But I'm not picking them. I say Steelers win this by 37.
Well, I agree with you on one fact. Steelers are going to win, but I think 37. That's a little low. I'm just joking. All right.
We should actually do that. Hey, how about this? For an extra point, let's pick how bad we think the Steelers beat the Chiefs.
I say 17.5.
I was going to say 17. I wasn't going to say 1/2. I was going to say 17.
Oh, really?
All right, so I'll say 17.
Okay.
So if they lose by 17 or less, then I win an extra point, and if they win by 18 or more, you win an extra point.
By 17.5 or more.
Okay, sure. If they win by 17.5, I'll buy you a new car. Jesus Christ! All right, so
Deal.
that will do the prediction. Whatever. I'm done talking. It's time for turning points. I'm going to be asking Cartman the questions. You ready, Cartman?
Oh yeah, I love this part.
If you are forced on stage to sing karaoke, what song do you sing?
Oh gosh. And I had to do like the best I could.
Yep, you're trying to be good.
Okay, I would do a country song, actually. I would do Lucky Man. I can't think of who sings it, but I love that song.
Can we hear a little bit of it?
No.
Dang it. Maybe if I win.
Maybe I'll sing that at the end of the year. It's a good song, and it's not too hard to sing.
What would be your famous rapper name?
Big CZ.
Big Caesar?
No, CZ, like C. Only put a ZY at the end.
All right, so you're on national television, and you're going to have a very embarrassing sports moment happen. Would you rather get beat by a girl at wrestling or lose to a 5-year-old at basketball on national television?
Is this like WWF wrestling or like Olympic wrestling?
This is like Olympic wrestling.
Lose to a 5-year-old at basketball.
Really?
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
But which one would you rather participate in?
Basketball.
What? You're fired. You're fired. All right, so now you're on death row. Shame on you, by the way.
Oh, gosh.
How'd you get on death row?
I killed my boss.
Now, forget about your last meal. What's your last drink? They're going to let you go to the electric chair hammered. What are you getting wasted on your last night alive?
Oh, gosh. I would have to go with Johnny Walker Blue. It's like, I've only had it once. I've only had a shot once. It's like a $250 bottle. It's, I think, like a 20-year-old scotch. Either that or a McCallahan 17, which is a 17-year-old scotch. Oh, they're so good, so smooth.
Wow. I've never had anything that fancy. All right, at the last second, you get to trade places with somebody. Who is it?
I think I just said my boss.
Oh, so you're going to go you already killed him. That's how you got there in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. If I could switch places with anybody. Jeez. Let's see. Who do I want dead? I would go with, probably
I would trade places with the Denver Broncos.
Oh. See, I was going to say Red Power Ranger because I'm tired of watching Eli's Power Ranger movies.
Nice. Kill off the Red Power Ranger. All right. Now, would you rather step into the ring for one round against Mike Tyson or play Smear the Queer with Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, and James Harrison, or play dodgeball with real-size baseballs against Randy Johnson and Justin Verlander?
There's no way I would want to do the baseball one. I think I'd rather get hit by Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis, Patrick Willis. What was the first one again?
Get into the ring with Mike Tyson for one round.
Oh, is this Mike Tyson like at 45 years old?
It doesn't matter. He's still a freaking crazy guy.
Yeah, but I'm sure I'm faster than him. I could run around.
No, you're not.
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, probably not.
Maybe the average person's faster than him, but you're not average.
Okay, I would play Smear the Queer with... just because it'd be fun. I would love to play with those guys. There's no way I'd want Justin Verlander throwing a 100-mile-per-hour fastball at my face. That would kill me. I don't think Ray Lewis would kill me.
Mike Tyson might kill me. He might eat you.
Yeah.
Right, you are starting an NFL team. You're the owner of an NFL team. But your first pick has to be a current NBA player. Who do you pick?
Oh, you got to go LeBron James. He is the best athlete in the NBA, I believe.
What position would he play for you on football?
He would play quarterback and throw the ball to himself 30 yards down the field.
What?
No, I'm just joking. I would probably put him at... Gosh, how athletic he is. Could you imagine a middle linebacker being 6'8", but still be one of the fastest players on your defense? I would put him on the defensive side of the ball. Either that or receiver.
He could be a super fast, defensive end.
Oh, that's true.
The rushing leader has drastically changed week to week this year. Who do you think will be the league's leading rusher at the end of the season?
Gosh, there's so many players that have had, big games and they have kind of shorter or small games.
Right.
Like Doug Martin ran for 250 and it just pads the stats. But you gotta go with consistency. I think I'm gonna go Adrian Peterson and comeback player of the year.
Current number 1 right now.
Yes.
There are currently 5 running backs on pace to break 1,500 yards. Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin, Alfred Morris, and Arian Foster. Which is least surprising that they're on this list?
I would say actually Arian Foster.
Agreed.
Because
he's most surprising.
Alfred Morris, I never even knew who that guy was.
True.
Before
and how many running backs get over 15 yards by the end of the year?
15 yards? Over
15.
I was going to say about 240.
1,500 yards. Stupid ants fired.
I think I'll go all 5 of them, actually.
So 5 total?
5.
You can't
there's
think
gotta
of
be
a 6th guy that'll jump up in that mix?
Actually, Doug Martin will probably jump up in that mix. And,
Doug Martin is in the mix right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, the 5 are AP, Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin, Alfred Morris, and Arian Foster. Those are the 5 running backs that have over 750 yards rushing in midseason.
I think I'm going to stick with those 5. If Jamal Charles starts getting carries, I could see him getting that much. But
Jamal Charles dropped all the way down to 9th in the league. He only has 620 yards.
Yeah, that's more than all the Packers running backs combined.
That's true. But a third of those were in one game.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. He had that 230-yard game.
Yeah. So for Geek Speak this week, we're just going to be finishing up on our bracket, and thank you, Facebook, for supporting me. It was unanimous. The only person that voted against chicken wings was you, Cartman. All of my Facebook buddies rallied behind me and chicken wings, and we crushed brats.
Yeah, and I don't know why you guys
so bad that I think next time you and I disagree, I should just get the win, just because badly chicken wings crush you.
No, you just need to take pity on me and give me the next one.
Oh, is that what it is?
I'm just a bratwurst guy, I guess. But
I love bratwurst too. Oh, we're gonna try to narrow it down so that we know who's in our championship, so that we can move on and start talking about something else next week. In order to do that, though, Cartman, I got bad news. You and I are going to have to agree. Because if we don't agree in this next round, then we're not going to be able to move ahead to the round afterwards. So we'll see what happens. The next matchup is pizza versus bacon. We have to choose one winner.
Gosh, pizza was part of my argument for bacon. Remember the bacon and the jalapeno pizza?
Bacon is great. I'm not someone that loves bacon as much as some of these bacon fanatics out there. I do appreciate bacon, but you know what? I do not want bacon when it's not crunchy. I don't like soggy, wilty, limpy bacon.
Have you ever had that turkey bacon?
I have had turkey bacon. Not a fan.
Yeah, not a big fan either.
But
if you could only have one food for the rest of your life, bacon or pizza, I don't think anybody would pick bacon.
Really? I think
love
people would. I think some people would. But I'm going pizza here.
I got to agree with you on pizza.
Right on. Pizza
sounds really good right now.
Yeah, it does. There's so many times where I'm just totally craving pizza. But I don't think I've ever just totally craved bacon. Maybe because bacon is a lot more accessible.
What do you mean bacon's more accessible? You can't call a farmer and have him bring you bacon in a car.
All right, good point. But we agree. Pizza
We
beats
agree,
out
pizza.
bacon. All right,
We
let's
do.
go down because we're going to try to get through a few of these matchups tonight. The next one is easy for me. Hopefully it's easy for you. Beer versus nachos.
Beer.
Oh, of course, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm drinking beer right now. I'm not drinking nachos. I'm eating nachos. I don't know if beer's going to go all the way, but I tell you it beats nachos, and I love.
With the meat and jalapenos.
I'll even go with that.
Olives.
Sometimes best nachos are just the nacho cheese with a little bit of hot sauce. Just keep
Hot
it
sauce
simple.
and sour cream.
Yeah, even sour cream. But sometimes just keeping it simple is what's good. Same with pizza. Sometimes just a simple pizza, just a regular Costco cheese pizza is sometimes just awesome.
Just
I
simple.
mean,
Simple as
if you only get one, you're going to put a lot of good stuff on this nachos and pizza, but every once in a while it's nice to keep it simple. But we agree, beer?
beer.
What's your favorite beer?
My favorite beer? There for a long time it was Fat Tire, but
Yeah.
I've switched to Blue Moon. Blue Moon is...
You know what? I like Blue Moon a lot, too.
It seems like everybody likes Blue Moon. It's just a very friendly beer. It's not,
Yeah.
super light. Tastes
I
like
actually
water. and
don't
it's
like
not
it.
super
Do you
heavy.
like it with an orange in it?
I do. I do like
Really?
it with an orange.
When I order it in a bar, they put an orange in it, but I prefer without the orange. I don't know,
I
the
like-
orange just adds, you don't taste the beer anymore as much. I don't know. I prefer without the orange. With the orange, because they bring it with the orange, and I'm fine. I'll squeeze it in there and drop it in or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to cut up an orange at home and do it, even if I had an orange easily accessible. But I do like Blue Moon. I've really gotten into this. There's a local Seattle brewery, Elysian. I've really gotten into a lot of their beers, and I've been trying a lot of them. And there's some good beers. I'll have to have you try them when you come up and visit me. We'll go out and get some Elysian.
That
It's
sounds
a good
good
brewery.
to me.
Yeah. I'm actually, you know what? I used to be just drink what was ever cheap. And lately I've become a little bit of a beer snob. I've been spending a little bit, even though I don't have the extra money, trust me. But I've been trying to spend some of the little bit extra to get good beer. Pay like, $7 or $8 for a 6-pack as opposed to $10 for 36 or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's worth it. But I'm also not drinking as much as I used to.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of opposite of that. I used to, always get the best beer. I didn't care about the price. But then I had 3 kids. That's pretty much I buy a 6-pack of Keystone Ice.
No.
thing.
You said that a little wrong. It's like, I have 3 kids. I need to drink as much as I can, as fast as I can. Gotta get through the day.
Pretty much.
Father of the year. All right, our next matchup, steak and ribs.
This one
one's
is
really
hard,
hard.
but I think I'm
Because
going to
you
go...
know
What,
I'm not very good at cooking steak, so I think that kind of sways me in because sometimes my wife will say, okay, we're having steak to dinner, you're cooking it on the grill. I'm like, damn it.
Well, can you cook ribs?
I'm not very good at it. I've never tried to cook ribs, but I don't know. I'd imagine ribs being a little bit more forgiving than steak.
It is more forgiving.
Steak is hard to cook, dude. It's hard to cook well.
It is.
But if I were going to a restaurant and it was like, you're going to have the best steak in the world or the best ribs in the world, I don't know. That's still really hard to choose.
That is. I think I'm going to have to go with steak, though, because steak, there's just so many different cuts, so many different types.
Yeah.
I guess there is with ribs, too. There's like baby back and all that kind of stuff, but I got to go with steak.
I'm going to go with steak, too. But if anyone wanted to argue against this and say ribs, I mean, I'd be like, yeah, totally. To me, these are kind of like similar things going up against. These are like two twin. It's like a beauty pageant, and the last 2 finalists are twins. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you pick?
It's a hard one, but I did.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go steak for the same reason. There's a lot more variety. There's a lot more things you could add to a steak. All right, so the next one. Wings, chicken wings against burgers. Chicken
what?
wings against burgers. Cheeseburgers, hamburgers, whatever. Bacon burgers. Chicken
man,
wings
this is a
against
hard
burgers. Is it? I mean, you don't like the fact that wings are this far. You wanted wings to be beaten out by brats.
I did want wings to be beaten by brats, but that doesn't... But I think this one's harder than the last one for me.
So you would have chosen brats over burgers?
Yes.
You're nuts.
I would have.
I like
I think I'm
brats
going to
as
go
much as
burgers on
I
this
do.
one.
I'm going to go burgers too, just for the simple fact that I eat a lot of burgers.
Yeah.
And yes,
I mean,
I like
every
chicken
American
wings
probably
a lot.
eats at least one hamburger a week.
Oh, yeah.
Darn near.
Burgers are damn good, especially a good burger. Oh. The thing about chicken wings is that, yeah, there are some that the difference between a bad chicken wing and an awesome chicken wing is not even close to the difference between a bad burger and an amazing burger. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean, actually. Because you can just, like, take chicken wings, throw them in the oven, and throw, like, Frank's Red Hot, and they're good.
Yeah, they're good. And sure, you could make them better than that. I mean, Wing Central in Ellensburg has the best wings ever. I went to school in Ellensburg, and that's just a place that I frequented every time I got my financial aid check. I went to Wing Central that night, and I ate as many wings as I could. I love chicken wings, and I like them when they're crunchy.
So do I. Like when they're fried.
Saucy,
They have to
but
be fried,
crunchy.
not baked.
Yeah.
Fried with the sauce put on afterwards.
But burgers, there's just so much you can do with burgers. I mean, how can you pick against burgers? I think it's going to be burgers against. Well, I don't want to ruin what we're going to say, because since we agreed throughout that whole thing, we can do it, Cartman. We can narrow it down to the championship.
Okay, what do we
You
got?
want to do it?
Yeah, let's
The
do it.
next one, it's going to get harder, though.
Okay.
I don't know if we can agree. In the non-grilled foods championship, pizza versus beer. Man, pizza and beer go so good together.
I know. Gosh, can't they just like hop on each other's back and walk into the championship?
Why don't they make like a beer sauce for pizza?
Hey, that's a great idea.
You know what
$1
else?
million idea.
Why don't they put brats on pizza? Or ribs? Or pork chops? Brisket?
Pork chops.
Nachos? Nacho pizza, dude.
Let's see.
They have taco pizza. Why not a nacho pizza? The good thing about pizza
like
is that everything works on pizza.
Yeah. I mean, there's weird stuff. People put like clams and oysters on pizza sometimes. Really weird stuff.
Oh, man.
Or like-
Dude, that would be kind of like a seafood-style pizza. What's the weirdest thing you ever put on pizza?
The weirdest thing I've ever actually put on pizza or had
Yeah.
on pizza.
What's the difference between putting it on and having it on?
Well, like if I made the pizza myself and threw it on there or whatever.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten on a pizza? I don't care if you put it on there or not. God damn, you gotta make it hard.
Oh, jeez. Let's see. Oh, gosh.
You ever
I
had sauerkraut on pizza?
sauerkraut?
Yeah.
No, but that sounds awesome.
It's not bad at all.
I've had fruit. I've had like, not peaches, but mandarin oranges on pizza before.
That sounds weird, dude. I'd
Yeah,
rather have sauerkraut.
It wasn't really good because it was a normal pizza with mandarin oranges.
What? Normal like pepperoni and mandarin oranges?
Yeah.
Whose idea was this?
I don't, Dessa's uncle made it.
Oh my
I mean, his pizzas are good, but not a big fan of the fruit on a pizza.
Yeah, I don't even really like pineapple on pizza, really. I'll eat it, but God, I'm not gonna choose it.
Oh yeah, that's funny. I'm insulting fruit on a pizza, but one of the most popular pizzas is pineapple,
Yeah.
Canadian bacon.
I don't know. I think that's a girl pizza though. Do you know any guy that's their favorite pizza?
That's their favorite? No.
Yeah, no, but I mean, a lot of girls that's their favorite. That's a girl pizza, man. But anyways, can we pick
Yeah, pick.
pizza versus beer?
Oh man.
I'll tell you what. You know, when I go on one of these diets where I can't eat either of these, which one I crave more? I'll be honest. I can get over not drinking beer a lot easier than I would expect to be able to. I don't necessarily crave beer that much. But when I see a pizza commercial, I'm like, oh my God, that looks awesome.
So you're going with pizza?
I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay.
It's hard for me to pick. I want to hear your kind of, what's going on in your head, though?
You know what? I think I'm going to have to go with pizza because I don't want, like, I love beer, don't get me wrong,
Oh, I
but
know.
it's hard putting beer against food,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go with pizza because I love them both equally. But I'm going to go with pizza because we need a food winner for this food contest we're having.
That's true. How would it look if beer won the manly food contest? I'm going to go pizza for the reason I just kind of said, that when I'm on a diet and I can't eat any of these, it's pizza that I see a commercial for, and I'm like, oh my God, I need that right now. I see a beer commercial, I'm like, oh, that would be really good. but I'm not like, I want, like I am with the pizza. I'm going to go pizza too. Man, I would not have expected pizza to make it to the championship.
I didn't either. We just kind of...
I
I don't know if it would have if it had to go through some of those grilled foods.
That's true. It had to go against pretzels and bacon, and then it did beat out beer. It was on the easier AFC-ish side of the bracket, though.
That's true.
The NFC side of the bracket, the grilled meat side, was a much more difficult one to pick through. But that's where we are right now. And so we got 2 more matchups to pick. We're going to try to agree. If we don't, we'll leave it up to Facebook to kind of help us out, and then our show will be over. Steak versus burgers.
This is grilled foods, manly as manly you can get.
This is like America, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every barbecue place you go to, you can get a burger and you can get a steak.
I'm pretty sure every restaurant you can go to, you get a burger. I'm thinking burger, dude. Because how great. Just think of the championship. Pizza versus burgers. That's a championship of all championships.
I was going to have to agree with you on the burger. Gosh, I mean, when you make a good burger, you remember that for a long time, it seems like. Like, I still
remember
think about...
when we...
I haven't made Juicy Lucy's in over a year, and I think about it all the time.
The Sacramento burger.
Yeah, in the squeeze-in,
Is that what you were talking about?
Oh, yeah.
We drove all the way to Sacramento. Well, we were doing other things, too, along the way, but... I mean, we drove to Sacramento for one thing, and it was this burger. This world-renowned burger. We didn't drive all the way to Sacramento for a world-renowned steak.
Oh, that's true. True. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you and go burger. I really do.
And that burger that we had in Sacramento was great. What they did, they took, a pound of burger and then a full pound of cheese. And then so they put the cheese on top of the burger when they grill it on a flat grill, and then the cheese melts and spreads out. So then what you got on the edge of your burger is like this crispy piece of cheese all around your burger. It pretty much looks like someone took a piece of paper made out of cheese and placed it over your burger. And then they put it on a bun, so you got this cheese ring wrapped around.
The fried cheese is awesome.
Yeah, it was a great burger, man. What's that called? It was called the Squeeze-In in Sacramento.
Squeeze-In, yes.
Yeah, great place. So our championship is going to be pizza versus burgers.
You know what? This week, you should have your favorite pizza, then go have your favorite burger.
But my favorite pizza is 300 miles away.
Oh, I'll have your favorite pizza. And
my favorite burger is even further. Sacramento? That's totally far away.
Okay, within like a 10-mile radius of where you live. Choose something.
Alright. This was episode number 10. That's right, folks. You heard it right. We've gotten through 10 episodes. I'm just as surprised as you are. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Got any advice for us, Cartman?
Advice?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't talk about food for 20 minutes when you haven't eaten dinner yet.
Now that's some good advice.